Hey, what's up everyone? It's Charliesadventuring here. Tell you a little bit about myself before we get started. I'm a college student and an outdoors enthusiast. In particular, I love paddleboarding. Any sort of water sport or getting on the river in general is my favorite thing to do. And you can go ahead and check out my last paddleboard review, which was on a Bluefin cruise. And today we're going over a BodyGlove Dynamo. It is a great board, but I do have a few things to say about it before we get into that. So why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe and check out the rest of my content, and I think you like the video, so let's go ahead and check it all out. Do some little staff tricks. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and unload what we got in here. What you're gonna expect is, number one, we have an aluminum two-piece paddle, unsnaps right there at the middle, and then at the top, let me snap it back on, is we have the adjustable area at the top where you can unsnap it right here, and then what you do is snap it back into a hole. But if you look on the back side, it'll tell you exactly what height is recommended for what size. So, you know, if I was 5'9.5" right there, I'd probably just do 5'10". I have a little bit longer arms, so I'd snap it right there at 5'10". So all depending on your height. Obviously some people are shorter than 5'2", and you'll just go all the way to the bottom. But it goes all the way up to 6'5". So if you're taller than 6'5", you should probably get a bigger paddleboard. So other than that, I did not start with this in the bag because that is one of the things I do not like so far, is fitting everything in this bag is very difficult, especially this paddle. So we're gonna put this off to the side and unzip the bag. So first things first, up in the front we have a storage area where you can put random items. I put the phone case that the BodyGloves gives you with this paddleboard right here. Has the 3 zip locks, the Velcro that snaps down. I like these phone cases. It seems a lot more protective than some of my other ones, so I did enjoy getting this one. It's very high quality, I think, so definitely seems like it would block out a lot of water. I'll throw this off on the table over here. And obviously, you know, you can put like maybe your fishing license if you're going out fishing or anything like that inside of here. So next is, we'll unzip the bag. And then I'm just gonna put it down on the ground. So obviously we have the paddle right here, or the paddleboard right here. It is dirty. I've used it quite a bit, and I did not clean it before doing this video. So that just proves I've used the board, so you should trust what I have to say. So next, what we have is the pump. I do enjoy this pump. It is a dual action pump, which you can adjust right here at the top. And what that means is, if I were to insert this bad boy, which I'll do anyways because I'll be pumping the board up in a second. So let me screw this on. There we go, screw it on. So what that means is, if I have it set as the number 2, what that allows me to do is, as I pump down, it pumps air, and as I pump up, it pumps air. So it's gonna pump air both times when you go up. If you set it as 1, which is right there, it's only gonna pump when you go down. I believe it might be the other way around, but either way, you have one option where it will only pump one way, which might be easier if you don't have the best stamina and you're just trying to, you know, take your time pumping this board up. And if you set it as a dual action, you'll be able to get this board pumped up super fast. So this pump right here, I do enjoy this. Only thing I don't enjoy is it seems like the valve up here sometimes gets loosened while pumping the board up. So hopefully that doesn't happen today, but just a warning. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it doesn't ever annoy me at all. It's just easy to retighten it once you're like a couple minutes into pumping the board up. So I'll put this off to the side. Has a little bit of use right here, so I'll throw it over here. And next, what you're going to find other than the paddleboard is we have the guide right here and the repair kit. So this guide, it's just very general about what the BodyGlove has to offer. It gives you some, you know, some tips of how to use the board. I personally didn't really read any of this. You know, a lot of the information I found was online. I'd rather trust that than trust BodyGlove itself. So, but it does have a lot of good content. That's why I do have to say, you know, some of you guys might be purchasing the Costco version, which is the BodyGlove Performer, and it's a very great board. This board is extremely similar. The only difference is this is 10'8". The BodyGlove Performer is 11 foot on the dot, I'm pretty sure. So that's the only difference. Well, I'm pretty sure this one's even 11 foot, but the actual pad itself goes all the way to 10'8". So they might even be the exact same size. So, you know, just general stuff right here. That's why it actually has the BodyGlove Performer right here in the guide. So that's how they use the same exact guides. It's a very similar board. So while I'm in there, let's go ahead and discuss what this board is. You know, it's the BodyGlove Dynamo. This was a limited edition, I believe 2018 or 2017 version, where they came out with this red and white combo right here. It's a little different just in the aesthetics of it, but the BodyGlove Performer, the Costco version, what you see on there is very similar. The main difference is this was $999 when this board came out. The BodyGlove Performer is $399. So, you know, you might be looking at this one, or the BodyGlove Performer. You know, everything I'm gonna say in this video is gonna be exactly same for each board. So it's still gonna be very high quality to watch this video if you're considering that BodyGlove Performer, which is that blue and green one that Costco usually sells. They sell it at other places too. But let's go ahead and continue with what I have to say. So right here we have the repair kit. What you're gonna find inside of it is a valve tightener. I'll explain this here in a couple seconds. That's number one. Number two is the repair adhesive that you would use to attach the patches on your board. And they give you 2 patches. We have the red and white one. It depends on the color of your board. That's the only difference. It's still the same material, great patches. You'll just cut the size and use the patch. So I'm gonna leave this this tool out and we'll talk about that. So this thing's very handy. So always keep this with you if you're out on the water, because you definitely want to repair it out. So before I discuss this, let me go ahead and unroll the paddleboard out. So as you can see, the ends are bending. That's because it's been in storage for 2.5 months because of the winter. Haven't been able to use it. So, you know, it's gonna be fine once you inflate it. It just gets used to being in that form when it's in storage. One more thing is your ankle tie right here. You know, strap around your ankle or your leg. This is what kind of keeps you safe for the most part. Sometimes it can be more dangerous to use one of these, actually. So I've read a couple reports about that and some blogs and some articles. I personally don't use it. I'd rather have a life jacket on all the time than use one of these. These can get in your way. So that's why I don't like them, because if I'm, you know, mixing my feet up and I have the ankle on this, the tie on this side, I don't want to have to worry about my foot getting tangled in it. So that's why you see it's still in the packaging right here. But what I do like about this one compared to other ones is the fact it has the circle rings, which just allows it to be shorter when needed. So what this does is you would tie it down here to this D-ring, and then you would strap it to your ankle, and say you fall off the board, the paddleboard is not going to go across the entire lake, and you have to go retrieve it. So that's what this does. It just keeps the paddleboard next to you and you close to the paddleboard, because the paddleboard can save your life if you do fall in. Now you could jump on this thing immediately and you're on top of the water instead of getting worried about being swept away. So I'll toss this over the side and we'll do a little bit more talking about the board. And we're gonna go ahead and stay right here. So what we have right here is the air valve. This is where you pump in all the air to inflate the board. Number one thing you do, it says push pin up to inflate. So you just push this in, twist it, and it pops up. And what that allows it to do is when you're pumping air in, it's going to keep the air in even when you twist the pump out of it. So it's going to just lock all that air in even when there's nothing on top of it right here. And when you deflate it, obviously you push it back in and make sure it's closed. So, you know, as I stated earlier, 10'8", 33 inches, 5 inches right there. It has the specs all right there. It has your leash connection, which is what I was just talking about. And most importantly, says inflate to 15 psi. So you know, you can go about 15 to 18 psi's on these boards. 15 is recommended for this one in particular. And what this is a very important tool that you should always have with you. So this is to tighten your air valve, which if you hear air leaking out right here, it's not broken. I thought that the first time I heard that sound. All it is you stick this tool in there to where it locks, and you twist it clockwise to tighten it up, and you just twist it until you don't hear air coming out. So it's very important, and it does happen, so don't worry about your board being defected or anything like that. So that's why this is one of the most important things you'll get in your repair kit. So a couple more features before I blow this board up is right here. You have the carrying handle. I do like this handle. It's very nice to hold because this board is about 30 pounds. So, and it's just oddly long. This is a very great handle to hold on to. So also just says stuff, how about you can strap your phone case on it and some dry bags right here. I prefer to put them under your elastic strings right here. This is where you put your dry bags underneath here, so they stay under there. So it does have an okay amount of storage. I do like having the elastic bands in the back as well to have storage in the back and in front. And then we also have what would be a GoPro connector. So I've never used this one. I'm not too sure exactly how it works because there's no screw in or anything like that. So I do like my Bluefin Cruise GoPro attacher a bit better. So, and obviously you have all the branding on the front, on the side, and on this side. It's a very sexy board. I do say I like everything about the shapes and what they've done with it. So next, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pump this up, and we're gonna go ahead and time it. And we're just gonna fast forward through that part so you guys don't have to wait that entire time. So we'll go ahead and get on that. All right, I have pumped up to 15 psi. It's been a while since I pumped up a paddleboard. Need to get back in it. Let's see how long it took me to pump this bad boy up. 4 minutes, not too bad. This has I think it's 330 liters of air. That fits the side of this, which is pretty low because it's only 5 inches deep. So it doesn't take too long to pump up compared to a lot of other boards. Once you get done, like I said, you push that pin up. So when you twist this off, no air comes out. And then you take this cap, twist it on just to make sure no air leaks out at all. So let me put this off to the side. So let me talk about some things that you might use this board for. This board is absolutely great for beginners because of the wide center it has. Very good, very easy to balance on this board because it's so wide. It's great for lakes, slow moving rivers. It's okay on maneuverability because it has the point at the end down there, but just because it gets so wide right here in the center, it's not one of the fastest or most maneuverable boards you could get, but it's great for balancing because it's 33 inches wide. So what I don't like is that it is only 5 inches deep. You can see right here, it's fairly thin. I don't enjoy the water getting on me while I'm paddling or anything like that. So a lot of water comes on. What I've seen, even for me, I'm about 180 pounds. Like I said, I think I said earlier, the max weight on this is 330 pounds. And even with that, I still get a lot of water coming on board while I'm paddling lakes or rivers. So I think it would perform better if it was 6 inches deep, but still a very good board for beginners. Another thing I don't like is that these 3 fins right here, as you can see, they're bent from storage, then staying in this position in that bag for that amount of time. They do stay bent for a little bit. Some things, if you want to make the process go a little bit quicker to straighten these up, heat gun, leave them up in the air or leave them out in the sun for a little bit, just get them a little hot. and they'll form back to normal. But as for now, it's really not going to damage it. You can try to form it back to how it should be, but you won't. That's the other thing I don't like about this board, is that these are non-removable, which is very inconvenient for storage inside of that bag. I feel like it really does damage it a little bit for long lengths of storage, because these aren't removable. For paddling, them being not removable isn't the biggest deal. They're only, I think they're 4 inches deep. Not too bad for shallow rivers. I've done this board quite a few times. You're gonna hit rocks here and there. Looks like I've done pretty good at not scratching up the bottom, but these things are extremely durable. They can take a lot of rocks. So with that being said, it's a great board right here. Be great for yoga, getting started with paddling. And you know, with it having that 330-pound max weight, I would never even think about getting close to that, just because of how much water does come on top of here. So it's very unstable when you have more than one person, because you're having water coming over that side and water coming over this side when you just tip slightly to the left or right. So, you know, all I would want up there is a dry bag with some snacks, some water, you know, my GoPro, and just some equipment, the repair kit, you know, throw that up there just in case. So that's all I would ever want on here, just because I don't feel like it's most stable. You know, in my opinion, if I had to recommend this to a friend, it would definitely depend on their skill set. If I felt like they were physically able to have really good balance, I would not recommend this board to them, just because a lot of stuff I do is adventuring down a river. I love going long miles, and I don't feel like this would keep up with some of the other board I would have. So, but for a beginner, this board would be great. You know, if you're just getting started, you need to work on your balance, you haven't done something like this in a long time, this is one of the best boards you can get, because one of the good things about it being only 5 inches deep is it's easy to get back on top when you do fall back in the water. And obviously how you would do that is you don't throw one leg up, fall in the water, you grab this side, and then you pull yourself up by grabbing on the other side. So you just kind of swim on board till you flat on top of it and just rotate your body. In my other video, the Bluefin Cruise, I did show an example of that at the end of how to get back on top of your board. So it's a great board to have. And other than that, I'm not gonna take on the water today. I don't think so, just because it's so windy. I just want to do a quick review over people that's considering buying this board. You know, it's almost time. Spring's right around the corner. It's gonna get warmer outside. The sun's gonna be shining. The lakes are gonna be looking great. And you know, a board like this for $399 at Costco for that BodyGlove Performer, of course, that's a great deal if you're a beginner. I would 100% do that if I was just getting into it. I'm gonna have all links down in the description of this board, that BodyGlove Performer board, that you should consider. And I'll also put a link down in the description of my past review of the Bluefin Cruise. So if you're looking for something a little bit longer, a little bit more max load weight, definitely check out the other video. I love Bluefin, it's a great brand. So if you liked today's video, you know, like down below, leave a comment, you know, tell me what you think. What board should I do next? You know, I'm looking to get another board. So if you're looking for a board, you need a little bit of review help finding one and reviewing it, you know, I'd be more than happy to purchase that board and do a quick review on it, test it out a couple times to see how it performs. So other than that, thank you for watching the video, and everyone have a wonderful day. So see you later.